Hey everyone, welcome back. For today, we're doing day 5 of the 30 Days of Code Challenge, and it's all about loops. For this question, we're given an integer n, and we have to print the first 10 multiples of this number. So, for example, if we're given n equals to 3, we will have to print out the multiples of 3. So 3, 6, 9, all the way until 30. To solve this question, we'll be introducing 3 concepts. The first concept is the for keyword and how we can define a for loop. So the for loop consists of 2 parts. First, the for keyword, and we define a variable. And this variable will be assigned to every single value in the collection that we are iterating. So for I in, let's say, if we use a collection of list of numbers, so a list of 1, 2, 3 in this case is the collection that we're iterating, we can print out the value of every single value in this collection. So in this case, we can see that we printed out 1, 2, 3. And if we wanted to print out 1 to 10, we can populate this list with every single number that we want until 10. And if you run this code, this works. But what if we wanted a list of, let's say, 100 numbers? It would get quite tedious to define this manually or use for comprehensions. But we'll be touching for comprehensions in another video another time. But one other better way to do this is to use the range method, which creates a range object. So let me show you what I mean by that. So this range method creates an object of type range. It's a class type range. And this range method takes in 3 parameters. The first parameter is the number that you want to start off from. In this case, we're going to start from 1. So the first parameter will be 1. The second variable is the n, exclusive of it. So if we want to print until 10, we will put in 11 instead. And finally, the last parameter indicates the step. So that is the number that will be added to every single value of I as it iterates through the range. So let's say if you want 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 instead of having a step of 1, then we would pass in a step equals to 2. But because we want the numbers to increment by 1 as we iterate the range, so we would just remove these 2, and by default it will be set to a step of 1. So in this case, if we run this code, we would have achieved the same effect of printing 1 to 10. Now the final concept we'll be touching is f-string formatting. F-string formatting allows us to put variables inside a string, and it will format that variable nicely inside this string. So in this case, if we look closely at the printout, we'll be printing out n followed by I followed by the product of n and I. So if we like to do that, we will surround the variable with curly braces, and just like this, we are done. If we run the code against some test cases, you'll see that we passed it, and if we submit this against more test cases, yep, we passed all the test cases. In summary for this question, we went through 3 concepts. The first concept is how we can define a for loop. The second concept is how we use the range method to create a range object. And finally, we touched f-string formatting and how we can put variables to be formatted nicely in a string. And that's pretty much it for this question. If you find this useful, please give us a like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.